All right, so day 2 again. We got there right at the start, and we went to go see Alien Ant Farm. And they were over on the Octane stage, and again suffered from the sound quality. So we didn't stay very long, and we headed over to Apex for Power Man 5000, who always has a ton of energy. They sounded
No, they do not always have a ton of energy.
every time I've
There
seen
you
them.
go.
They've always had a ton of energy,
Sucks.
and they again sounded solid. Crowd was hyped. Pretty big mosh pit for Power Man. I'm always down seeing Power Man 5000, man.
They're dropping the bombshell.
Did
over
you
there.
like the new album? Abandoned Ship.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've listened to the whole thing.
It's actually fucking kind of.
It is. I'll check it out. I don't think I have listened to the whole thing though.
Because
Yet.
you like the other, like I like Mega Kung Fu.
Yeah, and I prefer Tonight's Stars Revolt.
It's like
so,
that.
Okay, I'll definitely check
Like
it out.
they go with that vibe.
Yep. Fair enough.
If you listened to the
I mean,
reviews
you
last week, it was.
No, I know it was. I just haven't listened
I
to the
haven't
album yet.
listened
So,
to it yet either. I was fucking with you.
you know, I'm a little bit behind.
I mean, don't rush, but when you kick it on, you be like, oh,
You know.
this is actually all right.
I got behind on a
I've
lot.
been meaning to check it out.
I feel like you'll like it more because it was that stuff. Anyways.
Yeah, I got behind on music being in Rockville for so many plays. Just you know what I mean? So,
Drop the bombshell.
I like Power Man Live. We went over to the Inferno stage next to see Icy Stars. Coolest part of their set was the chicken fight in the mosh pit.
All right.
So they had people up on each other's shoulders.
Were
you
you
know.
one of the
Oh, I thought
No,
you meant
no,
like
didn't.
like Family Guy chicken
No,
fight.
no. So
Alright.
they got up on each other's shoulders and did, like a little chicken fight.
Okay,
So
no,
it
that's
was
still
pretty
cool.
I wasn't very familiar with Icy Stars, but they did sound pretty good. I'd be interested in seeing a whole set one day.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them.
What do they sound
Kind of metalcore-y with more of a, Bobby would call it like a whiny thing, I guess. But
That's what I imagine from
You
a
know.
band name. I imagine like a
Kinda
emo
like a-
style singing.
yeah, like
kinda.
a Currents or something.
Mm.
Just not as cool as Currents. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but
You-
I'm just not that familiar, so I can't really speak
Alright.
too hard on it. I've only seen a little bit. So
Yeah.
after that set, we went to the Metallica Burger place, the Blackened Burger Bar. We haven't really talked about any food yet, but the food was good there. Prices wasn't too bad. The meal with the drink was $21 at the Metallica place. $29 if you wanted liquor. All things considered at a festival, not too bad. Only complaint is they didn't have a non-cheese option. So I'm sitting here picking cheese off my lactose ass.
Yeah, I'm sure Tina appreciated that.
Soft ass mother. Cheese gonna get you.
Dude, he's gonna. Hey, I do.
The-
Last
he-
thing I
he-
want to do is have stomach problems at a music festival, especially not on this day. Friday is the day.
My boy probably ain't even dropped ass in front of Tina yet. That's probably what it is.
I have. And let me tell you something. In that Airbnb, she had to leave the bedroom because I was blowing the bathroom up. True story. Hey, shit happens. Literally. Best food I ate.
Fuck it, eh?
I'm leaving that in, man.
All right.
I appreciate that. Best food I ate all weekend was actually Twisted Okie. Their brisket tacos hit the spot
Oh,
really
that
fucking
sounds
good.
amazing.
You always eating the tacos too, man.
Them
God.
brisket tacos, I tell you what, I ate like maybe like 6 of them on Sunday and Monday. Dude, they fucking tore me up. Monday, my ass
God.
did
You
not
felt it all the way
appreciate
down in your
that.
asshole.
I did. I was burning.
Ugh.
Ugh. So we did check out a little
about
bit
that?
of Flat Black while we were eating, and after we were eating, we went to watch a couple songs. They were at the
Oh,
Apex.
same.
Yeah, Flat Black is Jason Hook from Five Finger Death Punch's new band. I don't know. They sounded pretty good from what we heard. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing crazy. Better than Five Finger Death Punch, you know what I mean? A little more.
From what I
technical
heard,
stuff.
yeah,
that,
it was solid. You know,
You know, I
the dude's a good guitar player, man.
yeah.
I mean,
so
he
that's
knows
pretty
how to
cool.
write a hook.
Gate Creeper was next. I know this is when Jason entered the show. They were over at the Inferno stage. I was completely unfamiliar with the band, but they're one of the heaviest bands we've seen all weekend. Absolutely brutal. I remember there being a security guard in front and center that was completely unamused the
I think
entire
they
time.
were the only like legit full on death metal band. I don't think there
Mm.
was another
Mm-mm.
just straight. Now, In Flames went death metal on some shit,
Yeah.
but man, Gate Creeper was hard as
Yeah, dude,
fuck,
those guys
man.
just fucking crushed it up there. That was a really good show.
Oh, man. Yeah. It was.
I think from what I remember looking at this, that they are the only super death.
I think so.
Your next
As far
closest
as,
is
like-
going to be like something like Slaughter to Prevail, but that's deathcore. You know, what I mean?
Not
That's
just
not-
straight up
yeah.
death metal.
As far as heaviest, it was between them and Kublai Khan.
Okay, there you go
Kublai
too.
Khan was.
There you go too.
I mean, not death metal, but they're fucking heavy, dude.
who'd you see after Gate Creeper?
We went to see Nonpoint.
Nonpoint.
All the way
Okay.
over there at the main stage.
Oh, they made it to the main.
Man,
That's good.
that's a fucking.
We didn't go. We went the fewest amount of times possible because it's a fucking hike.
It's a hike to the main stage.
And
It's
most
the
of the
furthest away
bands-
shit. Yeah,
Most of the bands on that stage weren't the ones I wanted to see. So.
yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
fair. I didn't go over there a whole lot the whole weekend. So
But Nonpoint was good, man. Kind of played their usual set list, like the stuff I'm used to hearing. It always takes Elias's. I feel like it takes him 2 songs before his voice is like really
needs to
Oh.
do some more warming up.
like he gets out of breath and shit the first couple songs, and then he's dialed in after that, and he sounds fucking great. But man, they put on a show, man. They always come out and they're in their matching gear, and they go hard. Like
Yeah.
they put on a show. They're not just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's gonna be out of breath because they can't fucking stay still.
Next band I went to see was Catch Your Breath. They were playing in Vortex. Honestly, I don't really remember much about this set, but we got a good spot and moved it right up front and center for Eminence, which was one of the bands I was most looking forward to seeing over the weekend.
So real quick before we get into Imminence, I did go check out Living Color, of course.
Oh, nice. There
I
you go.
had to check out
So you
Living
heard Cult
Color.
of Personality.
I did not stay for Cult of Personality, but I've already seen Cult of Personality twice live other times, so this wasn't my first time seeing Living Color. They sounded absolutely incredible, and I'll stand by that. These dudes are super talented musicians, and Corey Glover is one of the best fucking singers you're gonna hear live. The man's amazing. Like, he can fucking shatter glass from a mile away, like when he hits those highs.
It's funny. There's so many bands at this that like I forget certain bands are there, and that was one of them. I totally forgot that
Oh.
Living Color was even there.
We ducked out a little bit early to go catch the end of Kublai Khan's set,
yeah, which I also
and
missed.
that,
Jesus.
oh man,
Yeah,
that crowd was crazy. The band was crazy. That was my first time seeing them. I'm only vaguely familiar with their material.
yeah.
I've been going back and listening this week, but man,
Especially with them coming up on the Lorna Shore tour, I'm excited to see them and listen to
Oh,
more of
yeah,
their music,
man.
So
Kublai Khan was great, and that turned out to be, for whatever reason, the garage stage.
Garage Stage had
They put all the hardcore
loved it,
bands over
man.
there.
Like,
all the hardcore bands played that stage. So like I know I think it was the last day I spent almost all my time at that
Same.
stage.
I was at Garage a lot on day 4.
Yeah.
So. But Eminence, yeah, man, they totally delivered. These guys are out there with a violin, and then there's like this brutal Swedish death metal stuff, and then he belts out these huge choruses that just has this surreal feel when the violin hits. It's amazing. I have to see this band again. I want to see them indoors, full on headline type set. Like,
I enjoyed it, man. It was weird. The singer comes out, he's like dressed up in a suit and tie and stuff. Like, I think he had a tie, maybe suspenders.
I don't think he had a tie, but he didn't have a sports coat, but he was definitely
It might have been
dressed like
suspenders.
nice.
Yeah, he
you know
was
what I mean?
dressed up like he was going to play a violin
in an
recital.
orchestra or something. Yeah, exactly.
And then he fucking has these crazy deep guttural screams that come out of him, and it just doesn't look right. It's weird.
It's awesome though. It's they sounded great, man.
I
Like,
enjoyed it. Do I think they need a violin on every single song? I think it's a little bit of a gimmick, but
It's
I mean,
cool that he plays it live.
I
too, though. It's
enjoyed
not a
it.
track,
I
so,
did
you
like
know,
that
that's
he played it
awesome.
live. But hey, maybe he just really fucking loves playing violin and he wants to play it
Yeah.
on every song.
Because
so,
dude's
I don't
out there fucking like rocking out, fucking like headbanging his ass off with the the fucking violin shit, just holding it. We went to briefly check out Currents after this. We're over at the Garage Stage. I'd like to check out a full set one day from them. They sound really clean. But we had to take off back to Inferno.
You missed that opportunity at Heart Support Fest, bro.
I don't know why I missed them at Hard Sport Fest. I don't even know what the fuck I
I
was
don't
doing.
remember what you were doing, but yeah,
Probably getting food or something.
we saw the whole set at Heart Support Fest.
I wasn't really familiar with Currents at Hard Sport Fest, but I'd really like to see him now.
Yeah. Yeah, so while you were watching Currents, we were checking out Kitty.
Yeah.
And
How
I
were they?
understand how that probably sounds like if you've heard some of their older shit. Kitty goes pretty hard, dude.
I actually heard the
It-
set was really good.
If you heard anything after the Spit album, like they actually go
Yeah.
pretty hard. They do straight groove metal stuff, like the type of stuff that you would probably like.
Probably.
They had one of the biggest crowds I seen on that stage, like the whole weekend. As far
What stage
as
were they on?
smaller stages, they were on the I think it was the Inferno stage. They got a lot of hype around them right now, man. Like Kitty's making a big
making a big
time
comeback.
resurgence.
What's new metal in
Um,
general right now? I know they're not really new metal, but they get lumped
Their
in
old
with,
songs are new
so,
metal. The first album was new metal, and they never really did new metal after that.
New metal's classic rock
The
now.
new music sounding good though, and they put on a really good show. They sounded tight as hell. Everybody was into it. Like, they played several songs off the first album. They played Spit, Charlotte, Brackish, but then they played a lot of their new stuff, and the new stuff went over really well, man. It
Nice.
was actually really fucking good.
Cool.
I don't listen to Kitty, like,
You watched the
really
whole set?
ever, but yeah, we watched the whole set.
So you came late to Slaughter then?
No, I didn't come late to Slaughter.
Yeah, you did.
How you gonna tell him?
Oh, I guess it's right.
Slaughter played on the same stage as Kitty.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes. So
we all literally sat there and baked in the heat waiting. It wasn't that hot
right.
that day,
We
so.
did the same thing. When
Yeah.
Kitty ended, we went up to the front of the stage to wait for Slaughter to prevail.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we were up there for almost an hour,
Yeah.
fucking cooking in the hot sun.
Well, it wasn't that hot on Friday. Remember, we had a lot of cloud cover on Friday.
No,
it was still warm, but it wasn't
was
like
fucking
fucking
hot.
Thursday,
Florida,
man.
it was
And,
hot.
and we
What?
went
Listen.
up and claimed our spot.
I wasn't there, and it was
We
hot.
were-
Dude.
It's fucking hot, bro.
We were like 3 rows back from the rail.
Oh
like,
shit.
and we had claimed our spot. And then all of a sudden, here comes one of these fucking chains of people.
So I'm gonna say
Hang on.
this is where shit got serious, man.
Well, hang on, I gotta tell you.
Go ahead.
I feel like maybe our stories are gonna overlap. I don't know.
I think they will.
Chains of people.
But
I mean,
it was like less than 5 minutes before the show is supposed to start, and this
Oh, no,
big
that's
fucking
not me
chain
then.
of
That's
people
not me.
comes through, and then they run out of real estate and they have nowhere to go. So all of a sudden, my perfect view that I've had from the stage that I've been waiting for fucking hour is obstructed by this man that perfectly blocks the entire stage.
Oh fuck.
And Amy
sorry.
keeps telling me, like, look, you can move to the left, just ignore it. You can move over here with me, just ignore it. I can't fucking ignore it.
it's not metal.
I looked at, I tapped the guy on the shoulder and I was like, is this where you're going to stay?
I'd like to get back, please. You fucking
So-
got them.
Man, did I pick the wrong guy? All of a sudden, fucking dollar store Jason Momoa turns around and is ready to just beat my ass just for existing and speaking to him, right? and he has the most flawed logic I ever heard. He's like, well, I'm not the one that walked up here. I'm not the one in the front. They stopped. What do you want me to do? I was like, I want you to not be in my way. Well, why are you blocking the guy behind you? Because I've been here for a fucking hour. Like, in general, I'm cool. Like, I understand.
Yeah.
If I'm in the back and I'm hanging back, like, and I got space in front of me, somebody's going to fill in that space.
Yeah.
If I'm in the front and I'm like 2-3 rows back from the rail and you come and stand in front of me, like, we have a problem, dude. I don't care if you're fucking Maui or not. Like, we got a fucking problem.
Like
Like,
Jason Momoa.
we almost got in a fight, dude. Like, and that guy would have beat my ass, but I would have still been in the
Maybe.
right.
He might have been soft.
If you're listening, fucking Maui, Jason Momoa, you son of a bitch, like, I love you, bro.
Fuck you, bro.
And if we didn't get separated, I was going to give you a hug before the show was over, you fucking asshole.
But yeah, Slaughter's where shit got really fucking serious, man. When we first got there, it was already packed.
I've never had that experience. So I don't know. I feel like I was the other guy in a lot of stories.
Yeah, I would have gave you a hug, too.
But yeah, it was already
They can't
packed.
see. Fuck you. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
but I don't think you would walk up and stand right
You don't
directly
do
in
that.
front-
If you're
Nah.
fucking
I
tall,
think
you don't
you're
do
the
that.
type of person to be like, hey, cool if I
Nah.
stand here? You know what I mean? Like, because I've done that. Like, there's other shows that happen later in the weekend where, like, I worm my way up to take
Yeah.
pictures or something. I'm like, hey, am I blocking you? And they're like, no, you're cool.
Cool, yeah.
I get you. But
That's all. Dude, if he would have turned around and said, like, hey, I'm sorry, there's nowhere for me to go. You all right? I'm like, yeah, man, we're cool. We're partying. Like, that would have been fine. No, man, it was like a full on, like, a
Barricade.
Jason blocker, like a fucking Jason blocker.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it, dude. I almost got my ass whipped.
Maybe. You might
That
have
would have
used
been the
that,
band
though.
to get my ass whipped too, though.
Slaughter? That would have been fucking great if they'd been playing during it, right?
Yeah, I mean, the dude would have killed me, man. Like, I should not have opened my mouth to this guy.
no,
Like, he would
no,
have
fuck
fucking
that.
murdered me.
Nice.
Ignore it. You fucking say
Fuck
that.
it.
I don't give a shit.
Stand up for yourself.
Nah, the people behind me,
Stand.
though, they were like, because the dude told me, he's like, you need to learn some fucking etiquette. And I was like, I need to learn some etiquette. And the dude behind me is like,
You just grab him by his balls and
He's like,
twist.
dude,
Don't matter how big he is, he'll fucking fall.
There's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bite him in the eyelid.
but no, man, I don't know. That dude's got some rage issues, man. Because, like, I'm sure I wasn't quiet. I was probably like, is that really where you're going to stand all day? But,
Knowing you,
but,
yeah.
but dude, he was ready. Like, he was ready.
Well, he probably picked that. He probably seen like, look at this little turd. He ain't gonna say. And then he said something. He's like, son of a bitch.
Damn it, he stood up for himself.
Now
And
I
then,
gotta.
and then he's like, "Why don't you come meet me in the pit?" And I was like, "I'll be out there, big boy." He's like, "Good, we're gonna get up close and
Nice.
personal." I was like, "Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna get
you
real
should have
close."
come to the pit.
And
That was
mind
so
you,
fun.
And
this
then-
is when I'm wearing a fucking pink Smash Mouth vest
Oh,
and a
shit.
pink bandana.
Yeah.
Like, this is when I decided to pick a fight with a guy that's like twice my size. Shit would have, if nothing else, it would have been a hilarious video, man.
I like it. I like it.
Guy with pigtails and a Smash Mouth vest gets beat up by a Jason Momoa lookalike. Shit would have been hilarious.
Anyways, how was Slaughter to Vet?
It's like, let me
How
get
was
back
the
to that.
fucking
So,
snow?
I'm sorry, Justin. I'm
that was
sorry.
great.
It's
I like
fine.
it. It was good.
When we walked up, it was fucking packed, and we're like, "Fuck, how are we gonna get up here?" And then we seen all the pit flags all around us, and we just followed the train right up. That's why I thought it was the same train, but it's a different train. So we followed that train right up, man, and they were just getting hyped the entire time in anticipation. It was like a football field going on, or a football team going onto the field. They're chanting, "We want Alex." They're chanting STP. I'm not gonna lie, man. In this moment, like, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. My girl Tina was right there, and while I knew she could handle herself, I just didn't know how much she could handle herself at this moment, and it felt like it was gonna get absolutely fucking crazy.
And then it did.
And then it did. And she fucking held her own and dominated as like the pit surged and pushed forward, man. We got about like 5 or 6 rows back after that pit surge happened. Got in a very fucking good spot. There was times where my feet were not even like fucking on the ground
Yep.
anymore. We were packed so tight. I remember looking at the guy behind me going, "Dude, can you just push me forward so I can get my feet back on the ground?" Because I was like leaning into him and he's leaning on the guy behind him, and we're all holding each other up.
It's been a minute since I've been in a crowd like
Dude.
that, dude.
Crowd surfers and madness the entire time. Alex fucking commands the stage, man. Like, he
He's-
has a presence up there that's just like,
Dude, he's gonna be like a Phil Anselmo.
Mm.
No,
he's-
no joke. like,
He's got, man, dude.
Got a man, dude.
yeah,
All right.
he's got man, dude too.
Yeah.
The
He's got plenty of man, dude to go around.
The crowd for this went from Inferno damn near all the way back to Vortex. If you watch some of the videos, like, it was huge. They clearly outgrown the side stage at this point. They need to be on a main stage. It's the biggest wall of death I've ever personally been in.
Yeah,
There's a video of it on our Instagram if you want to check it out. I ran right down the middle of it as he's saying, "What the fuck is it that he say? You're listening to Alex the Terrible."
yeah.
And it just fucking smashed. And I was right in the middle of it.
About
It's
what
a really
time
cool
was this?
video.
This was pretty early in the day. Yeah,
No,
still
it's not.
early.
It's like because this is right
What was the
before
evening, like 4
yeah.
or 5 o'clock or something?
Yeah.
But he's local now, so he might be used to the fucking heat working out and shit. So
Yeah.
like it didn't affect him. You know what I'm saying?
No, he
Oh,
was
he
just
was-
brutal. He did the mic smash on his head, broke his head open. Actually, I've seen videos later on, but
Yeah, he's still got that fucking giant scab on his head. I
Yeah.
seen it today.
I can't wait to see these guys again in Atlanta in
And,
September, man. Like, it's gonna be fucking killer. But this was an amazing show. I'll never forget this show. And I
Dude
was-
looked fucking nuts too, man, because he put a whiteout contact in
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
left
with the-
eye.
He did not
Scar
bring his
thing,
giant
yeah.
sword though. I was a little disappointed in that. He's been
Yeah.
walking around with like a Final Fantasy sword lately, and he didn't bring it on stage this
It
time,
was
so.
funny though because
still
he
cool.
would fluctuate from the big scary guy that's commanding the crowd to this very humble dude that's like, "Hey, we come from Russia. Like, I've worked for this my whole life.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are, this is everything to us. Like,
people
you guys
say-
are so cool. Like,
People say he's a super nice guy.
he
like, when they talk to him,
seems
so,
like a
yeah.
fucking super nice
Yeah.
dude, but he plays up that character.
Dude, I like before the wall of death. He's like, "I want to see you guys all smash." Yeah, that's fucking cool, man.
Alright.
Did you go anywhere after? Where'd you go after Slaughter?
So
'Cause I
I-
know we separated. You
I-
went to In Flames, or
I
did you go
have
somewhere else?
to. I have to admit that I left a few songs early.
Oh,
from
what the
Slaughter
fuck's
to
wrong with
Prevail.
you?
Take that.
Well,
Fuck out of here.
he needed to get a good spot to see one of the best bands of the whole fucking weekend.
Go on, because
Sepultura was there?
I didn't see them.
Yeah, no Sepultura.
To whatever
Some-
band you're talking about now, I did not see because I know where I went next.
Fucking Electric Callboy.
I heard it was amazing.
Electric Callboy.
Speaking of bands that have outgrown the side stage, I heard their crowd was
Oh.
pretty much the same as Slaughter's,
Bro.
front to back.
If you haven't heard,
Because
of
they
them,
were at Inferno, right? Slaughter was at
Yep.
or back.
So we just
whichever
walked
one. Yeah,
straight across the other
exactly.
side, got a good spot. They're, I guess you would call them electronicore.
What?
Basically,
I'm not calling them that.
it's,
for
yeah, it's
pusscore.
it's-
party music.
It's heavy, it's dancey, it's fun, it's fucking hilarious. They brought a huge stage show. There was stuff going on the screen behind them the whole time. They had stuff to accompany every song. They brought their A game, and essentially they pretty much are recreating all their music videos as they do the songs. So they're, if you're familiar with like The Lonely Island, Andy Samberg from so think if Andy Samberg made a metal band and it had the dancey rappy parts in it, and it was kind of funny, but it was also like it got serious and intense at times. That's what Electric Callboy is. Every time they would come out, they would coordinate their costumes to whatever was going on in that particular music video. And they would come out and do like choreographed dancing and shit. Like, dude, it was a fucking show. I had such a good time. Like, I think I accidentally danced a little bit. And I don't fucking dance. Like, I do not dance. But this is where all the weirdos ended up for the whole festival, man. It made for like one of the most hilarious mosh pits I ever seen. Like, there's people in all kind of fucking weird costumes.
Well, it's like EDM mixed with metal, It's like,
dude, it was so fun. The mosh pit itself, like, it randomly broke out right next to us. Like, we were standing there, and some girl that just looked like a regular chick, she's like, "Hey, you want to start a mosh pit?" And before I had a chance to answer, she shoved the shit out of me, and the next thing I know, we're in the middle of a fucking circle. It was fun. Everybody was dancing and goofing, and they had such just a devoted fan base that, like, as the show's been over, like, we're all walking to the next stage, and everybody's just like, da 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 da. This went on like the whole time. Like, dude, we walked for like 5 minutes.
And you were going over to In Flames next, right?
Yeah, the whole crowd's just doing that, dude. Dude, I had fucking fun. Slaughter was a fucking show. It was intense. I won't take anything away from that. I had more fun at Electric Callboy, man. That shit was fucking cool.
I did not check out Electric Callboy. Because after Slaughter, I headed right over to the Apex stage to get a good spot for Falling in Reverse.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. But
was the good spot back in your car on the way back to the fucking house? Because
you got a way better story coming up. So I'll just, this was the one part where me and Amy split. She went over to see Amity Affliction.
So all three of us were in different spots.
And I went to In Flames. I was over there with Big Baby Bulldozer and his wife.
I think almost everybody else from our group was over at In Flames.
I was over
at Falling Reverse with Tina,
I think Dennis and them were over there somewhere, but I didn't see them.
Yeah.
But In Flames, dude, like
I'm sure they crushed it.
Second time I seen them at Rockville, they fucking killed it.
It was the toughest choice I had all weekend. Was the split
played,
right here.
Bullet Ride. They played Food for the Gods.
Nice.
Played a bunch of stuff from the new album. Like, it was
Nice.
a great show, man. But go on.
Yeah, I went over to Falling in Reverse. Like, they released the new song Ronnie a few days before the
Ronnie,
festival.
as you call him. You guys are pals.
Well, the song title's named Ronnie as well.
That was Ronald.
And it is Ronald. I'm sorry, and it's got Tech Nine and Alex Terrible on it, and they're all here for the same day. And the morning of the show, they changed Tech Nine's set time. They moved him up earlier in the days. He was playing at the same time as Falling in Reverse.
And we all knew what was up.
So we knew right then, like, they're about to fucking play Ronald, and how often are you going to get to see that? If you're a fan, this is one of the only times you're probably ever going to get to see it. So we got in front of the pit pretty much.
If you're not a fan, you're never going to see it. I'm never going to see it.
It's fine. I understand why people don't like him. It's fine. But we got right in front of the pit, pretty much center stage. Again, it was absolutely nuts with how packed it was. Crowd surfers, and one of the best moments of the weekend was when Tech Nine and Alex Terrible joined him for that performance of Ronald. It was absolutely intense. Like, maybe once in a lifetime chance to see it. Never know. These guys always put on a hell of a show. I don't care what Jason says or anybody else. Falling Reverse is not a band I miss live. They put on a great show. So.
If they actually show up and play.
People listen, I know that's his reputation, but they haven't. They're done.
I heard they cut the set short that night too.
They might have, but I wouldn't know. They played all the songs that you'd expect them to play. So
yeah, well, they only got a few, so easy.
This guy had a lot of songs. Anyways, after this,
hey, imagine you get invited to be on a track, and you're like, hey, what's the name of this song? Oh, it's Ronald. Oh, it can't be named after something that applies to all. No, it's Ronald.
It's Ronald. Man, that track's insane though. It's a crazy fucking track, and they did it great. So,
but for real, dude, That's super fucking cool that you got
It
to
is.
see that. Like, that is probably going to be a rarity to get those 3 guys in the same place at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to have the other 2.
Yeah,
You're going to have Tech and
Nine's
Ronald.
touring, and they'll play it.
They're
but-
probably going to do it.
yeah, but it
But
won't be
Alex ain't going to be there.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and there's probably always going to be one dude missing wherever they're at.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's cool, man. That's the type of things. Those are those special moments that you only get one shot at.
It's
so.
one of my favorite songs of the year so far. So I was excited.
Even if the guy's a total tool.
Hey, I like Ronnie. Ronald, come on the show. Next up for me was, did you watch anybody else in between them and Limp Bizkit? In between In Flames?
Yeah, so right after In Flames, we caught a little bit of Mr. Bungle. We kind of hung back. I've been curious to see these guys for a long time, and I like, they're a band that, like, I like some of their stuff, and some of their stuff is really fucking weird.
I heard there was a
not for
burrito
me.
sausage party afterwards.
I don't know if it actually happened. I know people were invited to a burrito
People
sausage
say
party.
it happened
Did it?
behind the
Really?
Ferris wheel, but I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Limp Bizkit. So.
I don't know, man. Mike Patton is fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
The coolest part of the set to me was just seeing Scott Ian pull double duty. Like, he just played with Anthrax the day before, and he's still up there on the stage just fucking cheesing. I've never seen a dude that looks like he enjoys playing guitar more than fucking Scott Ian.
He's always got a smile on his face. When he's
That
playing.
guy
Eddie
is
Van
just-
Halen?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
He's the
But I
happiest
never
guy.
saw Van Halen
I don't know.
live.
Either, so.
All right,
Like,
I get that.
I've seen Scott Ian live several times, and
He's a
that's a
smiley
happy
fucker.
motherfucker, man. He's like, yes, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like, but it was a good, like, so many weird moments. Like, just, it was fucking weird, man. It was all over the place. Dude's talking about diarrhea burritos and all kinds of shit.
Jesus Christ.
Taipei, Houston. You didn't check that out?
Huh?
It's your boy Lars's kids band.
I heard.
Oh, were they there?
Yeah, they were. I heard
I
people
didn't
talking
even
about
know.
that too. Yeah.
They were probably one of the earlier bands.
It was one of them other ones that, just,
Yeah.
there's so much
Have
going
you
on.
heard
in this.
them though?
I haven't. I know you
It's
recommended it, and I have not checked it out yet.
Surprisingly
it's-
cool. It's not.
There was somebody talking to me at some point during the festival that mentioned them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you make friends in the crowd. And stuff
I
and
don't.
they're talking about
I think it's worth mentioning that I also unfortunately caught a little bit of Jelly Roll's set.
Ugh.
We were in line for food, and I could hear it, and I could see him on the screen behind me and whatnot. I don't understand the appeal.
it. He can sing.
He's like on top of the world right now. I don't care for this type of music at all. It's like very like trashy biker bar radio, watered down Southern rock. Like, just
It's the male version of Lizzo. You know, like,
It's-
oh, she's beautiful. She's a queen. That's our queen.
It's
He's a big
fucking-
fat piece of shit.
with tattoos on his face and
And he's
Oh,
all
no.
sad
look,
and soulful because he's
that
a
dude can
fat
sing
piece
his
of
ass
shit.
off,
and
man.
before anybody comments and tells me what a good guy,
I'm
I
sure
know
he's wonderful. Yeah.
I know the dude has done some awesome stuff. Like, he
Right.
seems like a cool fucking guy. I just don't want to listen to anything that
Right.
comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
It was awful to me.
Hmm.
They did a cover of Simple Man. Like, yeah, he can sing. He did good.
Mm.
Shinedown did it better. Deftones did it better.
Dude,
Shinedown does an
Skin-
amazing cover of Simple Man.
Right?
Obviously, Skinner did better.
It's just not for me, man. I
fair
get
enough.
that the
It's not for
majority of
everybody.
that crowd likes it.
Mm.
I'm a
It's-
metal guy at a rock festival, and that did not do it for me.
I seen part of Jelly Roll's set at Rockville. I think it was that November Rockville also. Ironically, I was getting food with our good listener, Amos. And we checked out part of
Fucking
it.
Slayer, baby.
It was crazy because he was just a little side stage guy at the time. And yeah, he's completely blown up since then.
Yellow
So-
Wolf can do everything he does better, and
Yellow,
he's not getting the credit for it.
Yellow Wolf, didn't he just put out a song with Jelly?
Yeah, he did today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think Yellow Wolf could win a hot dog eating contest over Jelly Roll?
Ironic-
You said he could do-
Ironically, the only time I
Just
seen
saying.
Yellow Wolf was also at a Rockville and one of the
Yeah.
Jacksonville ones. So
Well, you gotta
I've
waste
seen him
your
twice at
time.
Rockville,
Yeah.
dude.
Crap, you
Cool.
see.
Fucking shout out to Yella. That's my dude.
so
I love me some Yellow Wolf.
next up, I think for both of us is Limp Bizkit.
Limp Biscuits.
It's the whole reason I had the urge to go to long festivals was Woodstock 99. If you're a listener, you know that. And it's because of Limp Bizkit. Took me 25 fucking years, but I finally got it. And I was in the pit for the entire time and had an absolute blast. The energy was unreal. There was a surprise appearance from Jason's favorite Jelly Roll during Behind Blue Eyes. And I'll be honest, as I was listening live, I didn't even know he was on the song until he mentioned his name. And I looked up and I was like, when the fuck did he get on stage?
You couldn't tell, dude. He sounded like ass.
Dude, I'll be honest. I was in the pit just having fun with everybody, and I don't know. I was just vibing to it.
Shout out Jelly. Keep doing positive things for people. Just don't sing anymore.
But I'll say this, and you'll probably agree, the set was not flawless. There was too much stalling between songs. There was 9 different audio tracks played on a 12-song set in between songs, so Fred could catch his breath or whatever the fuck he was doing. Fred did do a gender reveal before Nookie, which I thought was pretty funny. They didn't do the get down part for take a look around, which I thought was disappointing because that's usually when you get the crowd bouncing. It's the South America video everybody's seen. But still, I waited 25 years to experience this, and they delivered overall. Break Stuff was played twice because why the fuck not?
Yeah, you say that. Okay.
The crowd would say that too. The crowd would disagree with what you're about to say.
Yeah, fuck the crowd. If you're listening and you were there and you thought it was cool that they played the same song twice,
they opened and closed with Break
you're
Stuff.
an idiot.
Yes.
It's fun.
Why wouldn't you want another fresh song?
I would want to. There's
Or
so
they'll
many
just
other
end it
songs.
early and not
There's
play
so many
anymore.
other songs I'd like to
Dude,
hear.
I don't care if it's Led Zeppelin and they open and close
Yeah.
with Stairway to Heaven. I'm be like, why the fuck did you play Stairway to
Yeah,
Heaven
but that's
twice?
a long fucking song. Jesus Christ. But
Look, man, it's just
it was
a
fun.
fucking example.
it was fun.
okay?
I'd rather, of course, I'd rather hear other songs. But
This
yeah.
is my thought for real.
You left early. You gonna
Limp
mention that?
Bizkit. I'm going to.
Good. Fuck Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit sounded
Terrible.
no, they sounded great.
Terrible.
They absolutely. I would not take that away from them when they played songs. When they played songs, the songs sounded great. They sounded like what you would expect them to sound like. Sound like the fucking album,
Yeah.
but with more energy. This whole thing is a troll. Like they're just collecting money, and they're going out there and they're doing the bare minimum of what they have to do to collect that money. So they've curated a playlist that is all the shit that they know everybody wants to hear. They don't give a fuck about anybody that's been listening to them since way back.
So legit, when have they never been a troll?
No,
They've been a troll since day one.
No, they were a very serious band at one point. You
Limp
can say
Bizkit was serious?
you can
What
say
are you
what you
talking
want.
about?
The reason they're popular now is because they embraced the fact that it was fucking cheesy.
I mean, I don't disagree
And
with that
now
either.
they're like, oh, we're in on the joke. It's cool. No, we want to get money. So we're going to come out and we're going to be on the stage for a fucking hour and a half and we're going to play 11 songs and we're going to play one of them twice and the other one's a cover. Nothing.
That covers a big track for
nothing,
them, though.
nothing else from the first album. They didn't play Rearrange. They gave
I would
us
love to hear
they
Rearranged
put
or
in the
Boiler.
bare
would be good too.
minimum of effort, and Fred Durst standing out there thinking he was a stand-up comedian, and that's why I left. I left early because they weren't playing songs. And when I go to a music festival, the main thing that I expect is to hear the band actually perform songs.
I don't disagree with
I
any of
don't
that.
expect a man in a stupid costume to sit there and tell me stupid jokes for 5 minutes in between each song while you play clips from other bands. I've never been more disappointed. Do you know how fucking excited I was to see Limp Bizkit? Dude, I seen Limp Bizkit in Montreal. It was one of the best concert experiences of my life. They let me down so hard. They let me down harder
They left you soft.
than one of my good long-haired, bearded friends let me down tonight.
Oh, man. We'll get into that another day. We record in advance. We'll
But
talk
for
about
real, man,
Ah, man.
now that the rant is over,
Why give forth 100% when 30% gets you paid and late?
well, and that's my point. And look, man, I get it.
So are you going to go see them in August when they come back?
I'm not.
I got tickets.
I'll never go see him again.
I got a pit
But-
ticket. I actually upgraded to a pit. I upgraded to a pit ticket after this event. So
Hey, this one
I
guy
had a
that
lot of
likes
fun.
your first album the best is never going to go see you again. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
But for real, all right, I know I went in hard. I'm sorry. I've
I
been
like
drinking.
it. The passion.
I've been drinking.
Your statement is not incorrect
Passion.
though, because I had similar. I had a thought of fun, but there was way too much stalling, man. Way
Yeah.
too many audio tracks.
My
way too
statement's
much
not
shit in between.
incorrect, but if this was my first time seeing him, I'd be more where you're at.
Yeah.
First of all, I wouldn't have been hanging out in the back.
Well, I was
I
also
would have been like, oh, I got to get up here
I
where
was
the
in
action
I
is.
was in the pit, so it was just it was a lot of fun, and it's something I just waited
Yeah.
for forever to see.
And I
this,
know
so.
it wasn't just you. Big Baby, Dennis, those guys, I don't think they've seen Limp Bizkit before, and they were stoked.
Yeah, it was a lot
Kevin
of fun.
came back to the room all hyped up, like, man, Limp Bizkit brought the fire. And me and Amy were like, really? Like, they weren't even really playing very many songs. Like,
Yeah,
I get it, dude.
I want to hear some deeper.
The
cuts.
problem is I have such a cool experience to compare it to.
the Montreal one, yeah.
They're never going to live up to that because he didn't do that. They played a shitload of songs. They played fucking Counterfeit. Like,
Oh yeah, they didn't.
my expectations were sky high, dude.
Yeah.
And like we get like halfway through the show and he's just talking. We're like, let's go home. We can beat the traffic.
So he was
So-
like,
If you're still listening, I'm so sorry. I've been
So you know how you beat the traffic? You get the preferred parking, and you just leave, unless it's Sunday. Sunday was the only day we had.
Look, you got to
problems,
be bougie to enjoy Limp Bizkit.
Just
That's
But
what it is.
anyways,
sounds like some he said, she said bullshit.
so like-
I don't know.
to
Why you
wrap
gotta be like that?
to wrap up Friday night, it's tough to say what my favorite was this day. I had Eminence, Slaughter to Prevail, Falling in Verse, and Limp Bizkit all pretty much being back to back, and all being bands I'm huge fan of. But there was just something about that Slaughter to Prevail set that I'll
That was probably the
fucking
one in a
never forget,
lifetime,
man. Like
That's not
that
gonna
was.
happen again. It'll happen in 20 years when they're all old and they're
Well, like
trying
I said,
to catch some money again.
I'm going up in September to see him in Atlanta. It's not going to be the same vibe, but I'm still expecting big things, you know. But like, I don't know. It was a special set. Like there was something
it was
about it. It
killer.
was just like
So what was the worst?
the worst, man. I don't know if I've seen a bad band. Let me look real quick.
Said Limp Bizkit, right?
No, I like Limp Bizkit. Man, I don't know. I guess Alien Ant Farm because of the fucking
Fuck
audio
them,
again,
yeah,
man.
well,
Like
that
again,
too.
That hurts my heart.
Octane Stage hurt Orgy and it hurt Alien Ant Farm and it hurt other bands, which we'll talk about later on.
It hurts
so.
my heart because I really wanted to get up and go see him. Like,
Mm.
I know
and we did get up.
I
and go
do
see 'em, but, you
understand
know,
that
it's
I'm
like-
in the minority on this, but I'm like one of the people that likes other Alien Ant Farm songs other than the cover.
Yeah.
Movies.
Uh,
You like that one?
I like the whole album.
Well, yeah, movies exactly. They
I
played
like a
movies.
few,
We heard movies. I don't think we heard Smooth Criminal. I think we left before that.
I like
so.
a few of their albums, and I wanted to get up early, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Because if that was gonna be my first experience and it was gonna sound shitty,
Especially if you got to wait in line as long as you guys did.
Yeah.
Fucking peasants.
yeah, we'd have had to been up real early.
So what was your worst show?
Oh, I mean, you already know the worst show. I just
Yeah.
told you.
What was
Bizkit,
your best
you didn't
then?
do it.
The best was Electric Callboy.
Electric
All
Cowboy.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
A fucking
enough.
Electric Callboy, baby.
All right.
So much more fun than Limp Bizkit.
All right. And that was when using your little shorts and your vest, right?
Fuck yeah, I was
Actually-
dressed. Dude, I fit in with that crowd perfectly.
And you know,
and
I
I didn't even plan for it.
I
Like,
didn't see Jason, or I don't think I seen anybody all day.
No,
Really? You
all
could
day
see his
Friday.
legs from my house.
No,
Good
and I was
God, it's
disappointed
like
in that.
2 wet
Yeah.
gym socks.
So if you're
Yeah.
listening and you didn't see the picture,
I think
So-
you put it on the Facebook, right?
I did. So
Yep.
go check it out there. But Big Baby Bulldozer, 1 year ago when he was at Rockville, they sent me a picture of the merch booth, and I saw some booty shorts that
mosh
said
shorts.
Mosh on them.
But hey, you say they're booty shorts, but yours are actually a little longer than booty shorts.
yeah, because I ain't
they're
got
not
no,
as
I
tight.
ain't
No
got
booty to fill it out,
They're
man.
not as terrible as
Ye-
what you guys are
Did
thinking.
you see that?
No,
shit,
because I
man?
ain't got no ass to fill them out.
Your
If
legs.
a girl was
It's
wearing
fucking
that,
horrible.
it'd be shorter.
Maybe you need to get some of them
But,
underwear that hide
It
liquor,
was
and
like
they'll make
2
your ass bigger.
condoms full of maggots.
Yeah.
With some booty
Maggots.
shorts on it.
We'll get to maggots in
Fucking
a
A.
couple days.
So I jokingly
Keep
told
wearing
Kevin
pants,
that if he
bro.
bought those, I would wear them. I said I need those booty shorts, and he bought them, so I had to wear them. So I figured if I'm gonna look like an idiot, I was gonna go full
Oh,
out.
You gotta go.
I was gonna go full out, so I did a pink headband,
Mm,
pink earrings.
mm.
I did
that
pink-
vest. What color is that
the
vest?
pink,
Is
the
it
vest
pink?
was more peach.
Ugh.
When I
It's
ordered it, it
hideous.
said pink.
Ugh.
But
But
it had a Smash Mouth back
Mhm.
patch on
which
it.
is perfect. Perfect.
So-
if you don't get the joke, go back and listen to more episodes. Maybe you'll get it.
Yeah. So that's what I was wearing that day, and somehow I just felt at home with those Electric Callboy crowds. I
Nice.
guess.
Fits right in. Day 2 was fun.